to cover your eyes, BMW is about to destroy an $85,000 car. They do it with every model, so its engineers can assess the damage, make sure safety devices deploy correctly, and come up with fixes if they don't. All the measurement and analysis, all the destruction, is part of BMW's quest for the premium in premium cars, a quest that begins here. A few blocks from BMW's headquarters is the FITS, its Research and Development Center, where researchers tweak and you might say obsess over what makes a premium car. It's highly secretive. In a world where companies use the words behind closed doors, these are the doors. Once inside those doors, there are more doors, intended to put a high-tech crimp in any corporate espionage. If BMW's factories are the muscle of the company, these 80 acres are its soul, where they try to enhance each car's performance, style, even its sounds.
People hear it, they hear something, and they look on the display. But then again, it's not very pretty, and it might get annoying after a while.
Imar Fecht is a sound designer, creating the beeps and chimes that alert us to unbuckled seatbelts, open doors, and engine failures. Can you play it again? Right, that is annoying.
Yes, and after a few more times, it's even more annoying. But I could change the character of the sound, and now it gets more interesting.
Imar Fecht and the sound designer's team leader, Dr. Fabian Evert, tailor-make their sounds. What's an example of something that would work in a Mini, but never in a Rolls?
The current Mini sound for this same check control event sounds like this. And when you compare this to the BMW sound, you can almost directly translate the qualities of the car into the sound.
Let me hear the Mini one more time.
Mm-hmm. It's short and snappy. It's almost cheerful, whereas the BMW is longer, it's more stretched, it's more classical in a way.
It seems like this process could take 10 minutes. Does it not work like that?
No, it doesn't work like that. I think in order to do something that really fits with the car and with the product, you have to understand all the other acoustic feedbacks that you have within the car. Yeah, it should be like a good orchestra.
The 30 sound technicians conducting that orchestra work among 10,000 other employees in the FITS. They're responsible for the look and performance of the BMW models, as well as the two other brands owned by the company, Mini and Rolls-Royce. Although BMW's principal competitors, Audi and Mercedes, do their own exhaustive testing and design, BMW claims its efforts go a bit further. They're nothing if not scientific about it.
Sometimes we make EMG measurement. That means we measure the tension of the muscles.
Matthias Franz is a seat comfort engineer. He gave me a ride on a simulator he uses for his experiments. You can measure how tense muscles are?
That's right. That's electromyographic measurement.
Like so many others in the FITS, Franz is a PhD. In his lab, comfort isn't a subjective thing. He can measure the pressure of your rear end to make sure you're comfortable objectively.
It's really good because there are no red spots at the moment.
Do people say to you, look, I mean, it's nice, all this is nice, but it's a seat. Why hire people who've studied physiology like you have?
We have to implement medical knowledge into the seat designing process because we want to make sure that our customers feel healthy. It's very important to have a good seat comfort.
BMW engineers used to travel all the way to Sweden to test cars in frigid weather. Today, the weather comes to them thanks to 6 new wind tunnels, one of which makes snow and creates gusts up to 155 miles an hour. It's 73 degrees in Munich, but you'd never know it in here. It's 4 degrees. By creating these conditions, BMW can test the limits of this 6 Series, saving time and money. Oh my God. The Tech Center, which attracts 200,000 resumes a year, has recently been called on to overcome some of the company's knottiest engineering challenges. In the face of tough European pollution standards and consumer demand for fuel efficiency, BMW is creating a new sub-brand.
Our answer is the BMW i3 and the BMW i8 and future i-cars of BMW.
CEO Norbert Reithofer is overseeing BMW's latest obsession, creating the electric i3 and the hybrid i8. Although environmentally friendly cars don't have a reputation for being fun to drive, BMW thinks it can change that. You don't believe that consumers will have to give anything up?
No, I don't think so. Even if you think about a BMW i3, it will be a real BMW. And of course, it will accelerate like a real BMW if you hit the pedal. The customers will even say in 10 years, yes, that is an ultimate driving machine.
The engineers here say their single-minded approach isn't obsession for obsession's sake. They think the results of their work are felt by drivers whether they know it or not. You were telling me earlier, tweaking the sound is like looking at a tiny little dot.
Yes, like a jeweler, just these tiny sounds. When I press a button, they are maybe 100 milliseconds long. That's all.
You have to work on that?
I designed this sound. Now, do you want it to be like this? Or like this? It's such a tiny change.
And you might end up listening to that
2,000 times.
2,000 times.
A day, maybe.
A day?
Yes.
I think the funny thing is, if we look at these tiny things, you could say, hey, come on, it's not even a second.
You must hear that from some people.
These things you couldn't even name are the most important in the end, that makes the difference between dislike, like, or love a product. But why they really love it, I think it's because the designers gave all their love to all these little tiny things.
And if you're wondering what's love got to do with it, wait till you meet the people who labor over the look of BMW cars.
We want our cars to look like they're moving even when they're standing still.
Winning by design when we come back.